Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. NCAA volleyball kicked off this past weekend with the AVCA First Serve Showcase. The sample size was small, but it's time for us to share our overreactions for each team. Let's start off with Nebraska, so let's overreact to Nebraska's volleyball.
Nebraska ended up playing Pitt for day one. That was the first match. And then they also ended up playing Stanford later in the week, or later in the weekend.
They were 2-0, big wins for them.
2-0, 3-1 to Pitt. And then they 3-0'd Stanford.
Looked pretty easy, honestly. So for my overreaction, I just want to say that they look leagues above other teams right now. It kind of looks like it's their title to lose this year. They're almost, I don't know, they look so strong. It looks like they're almost like the KD Warriors. And my real hot take here is that they could be the most dominant team that we've seen since 2018 Stanford. And maybe even the 2008 Penn State, which is the real hot take.
That is lofty competition that they're with if you're comparing to those teams. But
yeah,
you know, for their first game, they're definitely looking real good right now compared to their competition.
I mean, the offense just feels like it's firing on all cylinders. They can set, Bergen Riley can basically just set whoever she wants. They're kind of messing around, especially in that Stanford game. They're just testing things out.
Kind of messing around.
They were just making it look easy. She was shooting the ball to Rebecca Alec no matter where she was on the court. I was like, they're going crazy right now.
Yeah.
My other take about this is that Nebraska had some of the most egregious throws, like throwing the volleyball of the entire weekend. I think Florida also had a couple where I was really like, oh my God, what are we doing? But like, it's crazy. Overreacting, if they let this happen the entire season, this volleyball is not going to be that fun to watch because, I mean, it could be fun because Rebecca Alec literally posterized someone.
She definitely dunked that one.
So I don't know what we're doing here. I'm starting to get some hot takes about the throwing in volleyball in general, power tips. I'm not liking
a fan.
it. Yeah, not liking it.
Not a fan.
It's not fun.
Well, for me, I also agree. I think they're definitely the team to beat this year and title favorites for sure. And to me, I think I don't even know if this is, I'm going to assume for most people this is probably a hot take considering the fan favorites. But to me, with how they looked, I think this might actually be an upgrade from last year. I think this team might actually end up looking better, which is pretty crazy when you lose Alexi Rodriguez, fan favorite. She was really good. But Lainey Choboy has become the libero, and she has looked really good right now. And then the other one, the very notable loss was Merritt Beeson on the right side. But shout outs to our friends at Volley Talk, Sarah Pavin. She definitely was talking about Merritt Beeson, how she didn't look very good in the national tournament last year.
Yeah.
We agree, but Virginia Adriano looked pretty decent in that first match. But Ali Check looked like she was ready to do some major work with Nebraska this year. So again, I think it's going to be very interesting with how that team is going to end up looking, 6-2 or not. Right now they're running that 5-1. Adriano played one match. Ali Check played the other match. I don't know what Danny Buston-Kelly is thinking about that. And then also just reacting in general from what we saw.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were so confused on what the lineup was going to look like.
Yeah.
Little did I know that Tariah Sigler was going to play like a Kenzie Knuckles if you throw back like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Or maybe like 3 or 4 years now. I don't know.
Couple years ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But when Kenzie Knuckles was kind of running that back row DS, but she was still an offensive weapon, you would see her get, I think she got like 1 kill in the front row, but otherwise she would run a bic, which was really cool. I think that's a new element that they can run into that system where they really do have a bic attack from both Harper Murray and they can also get it from Tariah Sigler. I think that's really cool. I think this is definitely making this Nebraska offense look really deadly.
Yeah, I mean, it really helps them out when, Taylor Landflair was actually playing pretty well, so she's definitely the better front row option, but then you have Tariah Sigler in the back row. She's playing good defense. She can run that big attack. It's like you have that 6 rotation player just in 2 different players.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. And it doesn't seem like there's been any the amount of subs problems, which is pretty interesting. But I guess they really haven't had to do too much of that, which is pretty crazy to me that hasn't been a problem. But yeah, this Nebraska team is looking really deep. It is similar to what previous years, but this definitely kind of has that Danny Busboom-Kelly like type of flavor from what she brought from Louisville. Like a really deep team, able to use a lot of different players.
And I think this one's pretty interesting because they're starting off the season this strong. So if they're only building from here, God, it's going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah.
But now let's move on. So let's overreact to Pitt.
So they went 0-2 versus Nebraska and Florida. And I'll go first this time.
Yeah.
To me, I am really worried about the passing. I think we kind of saw the difference. Emmy Klika, she graduated out. That libero spot has been kind of something that I was worried about. Emery Dupes came in, and then they subbed her out for, I'm sorry, I forget the name.
Izzy something.
Yeah, for the libero in the second match against Florida, I believe.
The freshman.
Yes. But, man, the passing has been really concerning to me. And then also, I think the offense, too. I think, can they find offense from anywhere else that is not Olivia Babcock?
Yeah.
That is what I'm worried about. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that for this year. I think you hope that with Dan Fisher's pedigree that they will find something. But right now, it's not looking like this is going to work. Olivia Babcock, you know that she's the reigning National Player of the Year. She's really, really good. You saw her play on the senior national team, but man, I don't know if she can sustain this level of usage and have like 60 swings in a match and have to do that.
68 in one of them. Jeez.
I don't think she can do it throughout the whole season.
They need that shoulder.
Yeah, they need to find some help here.
My overreaction is very similar, but just a little bit different, where I kind of don't mind that she is getting high volume. It's more, she's getting high volume, but with like a lot of these like garbage balls, and they're not really making those garbage balls hittable. Even like in system, we saw a lot of the balls being pretty tight, trap sets, kind of far off, so she has to like work with it in a really awkward way.
Yeah.
She's not getting her normal powerful swings, which when you're giving her this much volume, like this is gonna hurt her shoulder. This isn't gonna help her get good offensive numbers because you're giving her so many attacks where it's just not quality attacks. So I don't know. I'm sure that if she was also to be able to be more terminal with better sets, the set number would be lower because she'd actually be killing balls. Yeah. So that's kind of my take, where it could help if just the setting wasn't trapping her or giving her bad swings. It's not good. Obviously, it's coming from the passing also, where, it's not really in system ever and they're just throwing balls up there. So that's my worry for Olivia Babcock. I think she'll be able to put something together regardless of whether the passing gets fixed or not. She'll find a way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be good, though.
Yeah. And let me not get it twisted. I think Olivia Babcock is really, really good. Yeah. I think she definitely can do that. But I'm just worried about, can she do it for a whole season? Like, that's a lot of usage that I don't know if she can do that throughout the whole season and playing all the way into December. That's going to be tough.
It's going to break her shoulder.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah. And then my other overreaction, I'm not sure if anyone else is picking up on this the way I was, but Dan Fisher was subbing out their setter in the front row to run that extra big block, and every time he did it, the team had no idea what was going on, or they just couldn't set a good ball. So I was like, why do you keep doing this when we're not getting good sets? Like, everyone's scrambling to figure out how to set the ball. They were getting free balls that they couldn't figure out how to set. Someone passes it up. Everyone goes, who's supposed to set the ball? Even when someone knew to set the ball, they couldn't really set a good ball. So it was just bad offense. And at that point, should you be doing that? God, that was I think the first couple times I was like, all right, they're going to figure it out. As it kept going later into the weekend, every time I saw it, I was like, this is unbelievable. You cannot keep doing this.
They're not figuring it out.
Yeah, like maybe they're going to figure it out in the next couple practices. Maybe in a couple weeks we'll see it. But right now, like, keep that, whatever you're cooking, just like keep that one in the back pocket for a little bit.
Yeah, I think you do see a lot of the pro teams and like really good national teams do that when it makes sense. And I think I understand why he's doing it too. You want the better block. But yeah, you definitely need someone that's going to be able to do the out-of-system setting where it's going to work out fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're looking at the process and not even just the results. The process right now, it's still not looking great. So yeah, back burner for now for sure.
Yeah, because normally you want to see Pitt winning a lot of early games. That's what they're used to. That's the pedigree they're at. They're normally, they never play competition this good at the beginning of the season, but it's like normally they're undefeated for a little while. They're winning 10 plus games at least.
This is tough. They're not even the favorite in their conference right now. So we'll have to see how they go moving forward. But good team, but we still have a lot of concerns for Pitt.
Yeah. definitely worse than I thought it was going to be. But now let's just move on to Florida. So let's overreact to Florida.
Yeah, so for Florida, they went 1-1 this weekend. They lost against Stanford 3-1, and then they ended up beating Pitt 3-2. So
Big 5-setter.
yeah, a very up and down weekend for them, but I think you can definitely take away a lot of good things.
I'll start with the overreactions. First of all, Jordan Bird is a dog. Like, I can't believe she was on the bench. Obviously, there's injury, but she is so good. And overreacting, I think she might be a National Player of the Year sleeper pick. Like, you know, you might want to put some stock into that.
She's probably going to get the usage.
Yeah. And then my other big take is that Stuckey, she's getting run to the ground right now because of their passing. Their passing is really, really errant. Like, the ball's going everywhere, and Stuckey is good enough to make it work, so you don't really see it in terms of like the
results.
the actual attacks. They're always quality attacks because she is that good. But she's coming off an injury. They're running her to the ground right now, so they got to fix up that passing because passing doesn't look good. It's just Alexis Stuckey making it look good with her magic.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely dishing the rock right now. She's looking great, but yeah, you do have to take care of that knee after coming off that injury.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. And then for me, I agree. I'm definitely more on the passing side right now. I think the passing, to me, is going to really determine how far this Florida team will go. I think that is definitely their biggest determining factor. If they can get that up to snuff, I think this offense is actually looking pretty good. And to me, this probably is crazy, but at least from these two games, their offense doesn't look like they've missed too much of a beat, especially when you take into consideration they lost Kennedy Martin.
Yeah.
If you think about it, losing such a big player and such a great player, and the usage that Kennedy Martin was getting, but this Florida team, their offense is still looking good, which is, to me, was very, very surprising. So I think if this passing can start to get a lot better, more consistent, I think the offense will definitely be able to hold up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think her name is Vidicic, who's the replacement for Kennedy Martin. She's actually really good.
Yeah.
So obviously Kennedy Martin is a different level of beast, but I don't think the difference is that big.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. I think it is. Yeah. It sounds insane to say that, but if we're going based off of how this first week went, I think Florida's looking pretty decent right now.
Yeah, no, they're very, very good. It's just that passing. But now let's move on to Stanford. So let's overreact to Stanford.
So they went 1-1 this weekend, and Stanford ended up beating Florida 3-1, and then they lost to Nebraska 3-0. But I'll start off this time. I, again, will say it. I think I said it last time. But now, after seeing it, I think the setting will take time. And I trust Kevin Hamley. I do think Logan Parks will be a really, really good player. She's campaigning for that at least freshman of the year in the ACC. She might do it for the national level, for like across the whole country. She might be able to do that as well. Because, man, she does have a really great arm. I think that's what everyone is saying. She has an insane arm. But the setting, I wasn't that impressed with her setting, actually. But her offense looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so I think if they can get that, they can settle down that setting situation, I think Stanford will end up becoming a really good team still, even with all the losses that they had.
So I was very similar. I mean, Logan Parks, she's crazy. Her arm is crazy good, and she definitely did have those setting issues, but I think that was coming from both setters, really, where they were just having a lot of misconnections. So I think that I actually didn't think that the setting was too bad, and that they can probably still run this like 5-2 system. But I think that once they figure that out, and if they figure that out this year, they might actually be a top true contender team for this national championship. I mean, they did get 3-0'd by Nebraska, but I think that was just them. They were really confused about that setting situation. It just wasn't working out, but their passing is there. Yeah. It's just figuring out that setting. When they moved to doing the regular 5-1, they started to figure it out a little bit more, but it was a little bit too late.
Yeah.
But I think when they figure that out with the two setters, they can really get there.
Yeah. Again, with the passing, you said Spencer Etzler, the libero that's coming in for Elena Ogilvie. She's looking really good, which is very impressive. I think making that jump, especially for them, for this team, making that jump for the setters and the libero to be coming in as freshmen is really tough. But I think they both shown a lot of promise where by the end of the season, they might be one of those top freshmen for both of their positions. And I think they'll definitely be able to make a good run once their team gets settled in more.
Yeah. But now we can just move on to Kansas. So let's overreact to Kansas.
Another team that went 1-1 this weekend. They beat Vanderbilt, and then they lost to Penn State. Vanderbilt, they beat them in 5, 3-2, and then they lost to Penn State 3-2.
Yep.
So some really, really close banger games, but again, 1-1. I think if you're Kansas, you feel pretty good about that. So for me, for Kansas, I actually think they're a really strong team. Really, really nice. I don't think I was that high on Kansas when we initially did our predictions and like tier list for contenders, but to me, I think Sweet 16, Elite 8 even, I think that's definitely where they're aiming for. You know, they're going to want the natty, but I think they can definitely be in the thick of it when it comes down to December. But also, this outside duo is looking really, really good with Ryan Swanson and Selena Laban. Those two are looking really elite right now. Super dynamic pin hitters. I think this Kansas team will definitely look really good having those two out there.
Yeah, and then I agree. I think Kansas mad underrated, especially by us. We did not give them enough credit.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, but my overreaction for this team is just that Katie Dalton, their setter, she's so good. Like the play that I saw, or the play that she had this weekend, I think that she's one of the top setters in NCAA, and I didn't really see her name being mentioned too much during the offseason and this preseason. So I think that everyone needs to put a lot of respect on her name. I think her name could be up there for making that All-American list. So I would not sleep on her. She's really, really good. She's pretty aggressive too, so I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers here that Kansas had against Penn State. And again, this is reigning champions, but also understanding that they made a lot of changes. But still, both their outsides hit 333 and 395. And that's 18 and 20 kills. I think if those outsides are able to do that, this outside duo is going to be super, super slept on. Or it's slept on right now, and I think people need to understand that Kansas, their outsides are looking really, really nasty right now.
Agreed. And now it's time to move on to our friends at Vanderbilt because it's a new program for them. This is their first year back since, I believe, 1980. So it's been a long time without a team. So
45 years.
Yeah, 45 years. So let's overreact to Vanderbilt.
They went 0-1 to Kansas. They lost in that 5th set. But again, I think I was very surprised.
Yeah, no, they're super good. And for my overreaction, I think that whenever AVCA updates their polls, their rankings, they're going to be a ranked team already because they are really good. Everyone saw how good Kansas was in the next game, but Vanderbilt held their own, and they're really good. Anna Michon, she's such a good outside hitter. Like, she's super legit. I think she was also not on anyone's radar because,
it's Vanderbilt.
But now that we've seen them play, I think Vanderbilt is going to be a very, very good team and should be ranked now.
Yeah, people definitely need to put respect on Vandy. We also do, for sure. I know we kind of blew them off for their first match. Yeah. But also, you had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
45 years of the program being dormant, and then they bring it back, which is, honestly, it's a whole nother topic of just, Vanderbilt deciding to bring back volleyball when a lot of schools are famously getting rid of volleyball if it's the men's side.
Cutting back on their
cutting back
funding.
On sports.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt decided to bring it back. And I think they're building something really strong. Me personally, I think Anders Nelson, the head coach over there at Vandy, and the staff, they're building something really special over there where I don't know what to say about how good this team can be this year, but years to come, if they keep this program, they're definitely going to be a good team. I think they're going to build some really good culture down there.
Yeah. Another just random overreaction by me, but maybe we could see him maybe not get that National Coach of the Year award, but because, it's probably going to go to a team that goes really, really high rank, but I think his name should be floating up there.
He should get respect for sure.
Yeah.
I think reviving a program, being that head coach to do it, and looking how good this team is looking right now, assuming that they'll do well later in the season as well, I think he definitely should get some noise.
Now let's move on to Creighton. So it's time to overreact to Creighton.
0-1 versus Penn State. They lost 3-0. But for me, what I would say is, even though it's a really reloaded team, we know that they're definitely going to be able to destroy the competition in the Big East.
Yeah.
That might have to say about that might be something to say about the Big East as a conference for volleyball, but I think they'll still be able to wipe the floor with that conference. And also, I just don't know if they're going to be able to strike such a crazy postseason run like they did last year. I think that was really insane for them last year. They were a really good program with a storied head coach, but it's going to be really tough to be able to make a run like that and push the national champions that ended up winning to a fifth set and so close. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that this year, but Creighton will definitely still be able to make some noise.
I have very, very similar overreaction. I think they're probably going to dominate the Big East again, but my maybe this is a hot take, but I think that they're not going to go undefeated. I don't know how much of a hot take that is, but I think they might actually drop a game in the Big East, and I really don't think that they're going to make it that far in the national tournament because I'm just not liking how good their offense is right now.
Yeah, I think we can kind of see it that Ava Martin is their go-to hitter. I think that was expected.
Yeah.
And then Jaya Johnson taking a bigger leap on the right side there, trying to fill in the gaps for that offense. Mm-hmm. But I think they're definitely relying on Ava Martin to have a really good season. And hey, Ava Martin, I think she can definitely do it. So we'll have to see how far she can take them.
We'll figure out how it goes as it happens. Now, let's just move on to Penn State. So let's overreact to Penn State.
Penn State went 2-0. They 3-0'd Creighton, and then they ended up beating Kansas in that banger 5-setter. And wow, it was just another crazy team.
I mean, I'll start with my overreactions here. First off, Izzy Stark is the best setter at NCAA. I don't think that's too big of an overreaction. I think most people are generally saying the same thing as me in that sense, but just have to reiterate that again. She's so good. But when they're connecting, I think they're on the level where they can compete with Nebraska, but they also had some issues where they weren't fully connecting. And then Emmy Selman is kind of the big linchpin for this team, whether or not they're going to be able to really be up there with the Nebraskas or if they're just going to be another kind of Final Four type team.
Yeah.
Because
damn, linchpin. Yeah. What the Rose in his bag right now in the vocab.
Yeah, I mean, she's really, really important to this team because the back row sub is in for Jurevicius. So you need Emmy Selman to kind of put that passing together. Otherwise, you're just going to have too many subs.
Yeah, and they do have her hitting out of the back row as well.
Yeah, so I think she's really, really key for this offense, but also their defense and serve receive. So we have to see how that progresses throughout the season. Could have just been a bad game. Might not be a big thing. And then my one last overreaction for Penn State is that Jurevicius is actually going to be the most clutch player on this team. She's going to be the heart and soul of the team when it becomes this kind of fifth set crunch time or whenever they're going through bad things. That's just what I saw in this game. And just judging from her energy and kind of the leadership I felt from her on the court, I think that's just kind of the vibe she's going to give off the entire season, where in crunch time, obviously you want to go to Kennedy Barton, but maybe you just give the ball to Jurevicius. She can hype up the team, and then you can start running your offense normally.
Yeah. I mean, I'll keep it going on Jurevicius here. I think she definitely surprised me. She doesn't look bad at all on the outside. I think people might have been worried a little bit about how that transition is for her, but
we were worried.
Man, she's looking good right now. I think you can definitely tell that there is an adjustment period, but later in the season, after really retooling this roster from last year, defending the title, I think she's actually going to be a really key player here where she might be able to take them over the top when it comes down to it, knowing how good of an offensive player she is. And then I agree with you for Izzy Stark. I definitely would say best setter in the country. Super aggressive too. I love to see it. And she's definitely dishing the rock. She's doing some crazy stuff out there. And then Kennedy Martin, to me, I actually wasn't all that impressed with her this first weekend. I know she ended up putting up some good numbers. She had some really good hits. But to me, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, and I think she will be able to give more. So I'm banking on seeing that. And then Emmy Selman, again, I also agree with you. I think she really will determine how high this team will be able to go and how far they'll be playing in December. We kind of talked about how important she is in the serve receive and in the offense as well. She kind of is one of those go-to hitters at this point. I mean, they kind of go with mainly their pins. Yeah. Definitely has some good middles in there as well. And then the passing, I think we saw it. It was definitely a big factor against Kansas. You could tell Kansas was just looking to serve at her.
I mean, they were abusing it.
And that was their method to win.
Yeah. And
it almost worked. Yeah. It really almost worked. They drove them to a fifth set. I think Kansas kind of figured that out. They kind of knew that was the game plan. Mm-hmm. And it was working for the most part. I think you kind of got bailed out when Emmy Selman would actually pass the ball pretty well. Or it's not really bailing out, but Emmy Selman would be able to pass the ball really well. or Jillian Grimes would be able to take it, Ava Faldudo, and they were able to kind of just chuck the ball up to Emmy Selman. She was getting some good swings. I think the offense is something I'm not worried about. I was actually very surprised. I was really happy with how she was offensively, but that passing is really going to matter a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Penn State, they still got some work to do. Now let's just move on to Minnesota. So let's overreact to Minnesota.
Another team that only played one match this weekend. They went 0-1. They lost to Texas A&M in a 4-setter, losing 3-1 here. And I'll start it off. I think Stella Swenson, she's kind of got that legacy. Her sister was All-American 4 times. It's amazing. And Stella Swenson is really a stud. She's going to be a really great player for this program to kind of retool after some losses last year. And again, I think they're going to be really strong in a good position in the Big Ten. I think that they might even be the third best team in the conference. I think that's definitely within reach. You kind of think about maybe a UCLA if they're able to put all the pieces together. Mm-hmm. But I think Nebraska, Penn State, I think Minnesota is right in the thick of things right there in that third spot. And then Alex Acevedo, I kind of got cooked online after I said that she was going to be playing. I do realize McKenna Wuker was out with injury, so Alex was playing to fill in that spot. But she was looking really good in that match. Mm-hmm. She kind of was able to replace what McKenna Wuker would kind of do.
She held her own for sure.
Yeah. McKenna Wuker is really good, but Alex Acevedo definitely held her own. And I think they really won't miss a step in the Big Ten. I think they'll, with that big amount of roster turnover from last year, I think this team is still looking to contend in that Big Ten. And yeah, maybe third best team.
Onto my overreaction. Something I didn't realize just looking at the teams to begin the season, but their libero from Turkey, Zeynep Palabiyik. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Yeah, just my bad. But she's really, really good. I think she plays really, really good defense. She had a lot of digs that were really tough, and she was covering a lot of areas. So I was very, very impressed by her.
Super flashy libero. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, so I think she's really good. Underrated maybe. But next, we just got to talk about Julia Hansen because she's one of the best attackers in NCAA. She's just swinging hard, but even when she's swinging hard, she's making smart attacks. And I think that's kind of a skill that's not too looked upon just by fans and by people in general, where she's swinging really, really hard, but it's still smart because some players, they'll just swing really hard and it'll work out because maybe the blocks just aren't fully formed, they're a little late. But she's swinging hard, and they are smart attacks every single time. I think, as an attacker, she's one of the best in NCAA.
Yeah.
And agreed that they are a sleeper good team. We underrated them, and we should put them higher.
Yeah. And I didn't really say anything about Julia Hansen, but it's because I kind of knew that she was insane from last year. Watching her last year, it was so awesome. She really does swing the crap out of the ball, which is so cool to watch for her. So I definitely knew she was going to be able to do that, so I felt okay not mentioning it. I wanted to give flowers to some of the other players.
That one, maybe for him, wasn't too much of an overreaction.
But, I mean, she's insane, though.
Yeah. But now we got our final team. Let's overreact to Texas A&M.
This is another team that only played one match, but they went 1-0. They ended up beating Minnesota 3-1 here.
I'll start off with the overreactions here. Low-key, I think this team might have the best running offense that I've seen so far, besides Nebraska. So I think they're actually running kind of like the second best offense just from the eye test. All of their offensive options are really, really good. They're setting both of their middles. They're setting all of their pins, including from the back row. So I just think offensively, Maddie Walk is just running this team super well, and everyone's always ready to be an option. I don't know. I think that they just have the second best offense that we've seen so far, and maybe that'll lead to them being the second best offense in NCAA. So I think they're legitimate national title contenders. Not to overreact too much.
I mean, I agree. I really think so too. I think they also have that potential to really contend here. And so to me that means they're going to be in that national championship game or Elite Eight, Final Four. I think they're definitely in there. But for me, when you're talking about the best offenses in at least the first serve in this first weekend, I arguably think it might have been the best offense. I think they might have been better than Nebraska. I think it might have looked a little bit more smooth. I think some of that kind of helps when you have a lot of the same players. You can get away with that. Nebraska has the same thing as well, but Man, I love the way that A&M was running their offense. Maddie Walk was definitely running some great things over there. Like, yeah, like you're saying, running the middles, it was perfect. And then you could tell that, yes, Logan Lednicki is their go-to option, but she doesn't have to over dominate the ball and get so many swings. You kind of just know that when we're in a pinch, you can set her the ball. If it's not a great pass, you can set her the ball and you feel good about it, but they can still run their offense and they feel good with their other options to get a kill, which I really love how that offense is looking. So to me, I'm thinking it's debatable. They might even have the better offense than Nebraska, at least to start off with.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just because Nebraska looks so dominant that it's hard. But they're dominant in every facet of volleyball, so it's hard to tell how much of it is offense plus offense, defense, whatever. But just talking again about Texas A&M's dominance, one thing I just want to highlight is that when they started off this game, most of their middle sets, it was only going to Afena Kosakpala, but then I think Maddie Walk kind of realized that they weren't keying in as much on Morgan Perkins when she was in the front row. So then she started running her. Those runs were working well.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the blockers were going, oh God, what are we doing?
Yeah. That might have been some of the smoothest middle play that you've seen in like the middle runs from Texas A&M was so beautiful.
Maddie Walk only had that one set that just happened to go over the net and out. That's the only problem.
Hey, it happens, man.
Yeah. But I think that does it for our overreactions to the AVCA First Serve Showcase. It was pretty fun, I think, if you just talk about it generally.
Yeah, love the weekends.
Yeah.
A lot of great volleyball, a lot of great teams.
Good matchups.
And some surprises as well.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I think maybe this is something that they should do every year instead of, I mean, we're about to move into that, but sometimes the early season, the matchups aren't between the best teams, not as much entertaining volleyball, but I think doing something like this, it really helps you get into the volleyball mood.
Yeah, it gets the juices flowing for those college volleyball fans. And I'm pretty sure they did something similar last year, but it was smaller. So this was definitely on a bigger scale. I think they're starting to cook something up. If they keep on this track, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, maybe even doing 2 locations or something, more games, but...
Well, they did do 2 locations, but like...
2 locations on the same day.
Yeah.
That type of thing, but this is pretty fun.
I'm not trying to throw shade to anyone that lives in South Dakota. Shout out to you. But it is kind of crazy that they're playing in South Dakota.
I mean, it's right next to Nebraska, so they just moved on over.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they maybe they do one in like, say, Texas.
Yeah.
Something like that, another big volleyball area could be pretty fun.
I think that'd be awesome. That'd be lit.
That wraps it up for our AVCA First Serve Showcase talk. And now let's talk a little bit about the World Championships, at least pretty briefly, because the U.S. women doing pretty well.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Yep. So right now they're 3-0. All that has happened so far. It was just pool play. So now they're going to be going into the bracket stage where I think their first matchup is Canada. So we got a little bit of a rivalry match there, which is going to be pretty fun. But just to go over their matches so far, we had them play against Slovenia, Argentina, and Czechia. They went 3-1 versus both Slovenia and Argentina, and then they 3-0 Czechia, so U.S. has just been looking pretty good.
Yeah. And this is kind of exactly what we were talking about when we were talking at the end of VNL. How is Eric Sullivan, how's that staff going to do with this women's roster? But this is a great way to start the weekend. I think this sets the tone of competing really tough and playing strong volleyball. I think it really helps with the roster that they brought in. But Avery Skinner, we already talked about her at the end of the VNL. She was amazing. She's still looking great. And then Sarah Franklin, again, is still stepping up to the occasion and is being a really good outside. Yeah. She's really competing for that spot.
We weren't sure how much Ali Franti was going to be able to play. I think she only played a couple points, and then it just went all straight to Sarah Franklin. So she's definitely stepping up. And she's looking good. I mean, she's a player that we're going to look for when it comes to playing in LA.
Yeah. Also,
and that's a guarantee.
Yeah. And also, it's really nice to have Chaka back out there.
Oh, yeah. She looks good.
Yeah. She's owning. Yeah. You know, one of the best middle blockers. She's going crazy. And then Dana Recchi, again, I think we kind of saw it again at the end of the VNL. Dana Recchi has leveled up her game. Definitely a little bit better movement-wise. She's adjusting to the speed of the game a little bit better now, and she's starting to come into her own. She's definitely looking good as well.
Yeah. But now it's time. I mean, obviously, some of those teams are pretty good. Like, they're not terrible, terrible teams. But now we're moving into the bracket stage where it's time for some real tests. So first off, we got Canada. I mean, historically we beat Canada, so hopefully we continue to do that. But it's another team where, they're in a similar stage. It's all kind of dependent, but I hope we beat Canada. Yeah. I mean, yeah, shout out to our all of our Canadian friends out there, but yeah, I hope we beat Canada. That's my major goal for this next game.
Sorry, you're going down.
Yeah. But then if they beat Canada, they would be playing against Turkey or Slovenia, whoever the winner of that match is. Hard to tell with how inconsistent Turkey can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be its own thing. I think we'll have time to talk about that next week when that happens. So we'll leave that for when it happens. Hopefully after we beat Canada, because if we don't beat them, doesn't matter what these hypotheticals are. Yeah. So
I will say, and again, this probably won't matter anyways. But I will say it's a good thing that Italy is on the other side of the bracket.
That helps.
Doesn't matter necessarily for the U.S., but that's the goal, is to go really far. And Italy being on the other side, I feel a little nicer about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we at any point whenever we play Italy, we're just cooked. That goes for every team.
That's every team in the
tournament.
world. That's every team in the world at this point.
Yeah.
If you're playing Italy, the chances that you're losing is very, very high.
Yeah. That wraps it up for the World Champions talk. We just want to talk about it a little bit, acknowledge that it's happening because the U.S. is doing well. And speaking of the U.S. doing well, now we just want to talk a little bit about the U21 men's because they're doing really, really well. They are 6-0, which is crazy good. Damn. I mean, they beat a bunch of the teams. They had a couple close calls. They went 5 versus Turkey. They went 5 versus Egypt. But they beat down Morocco. They beat Bulgaria. They beat China. They beat Thailand. And the squad is looking good. I feel like we have this is the team that we've had that's been doing really well, but I think this team just has a lot of future players to look forward to moving to the national team. So you want to keep your eyes on this one.
Yeah, and it's cool that there's a lot of the young guys on this team as well. Like they were just freshmen, which is insane. But you also have a lot of the veterans that are still there, so this team is looking really good.
Yeah, so shout out to all of those guys. I mean, they're doing really well, and we're going to have some games for them as soon as that whole thing wraps up because they're all doing really well, and we want to see some stats a little bit later, so look forward to that. But for now, I think that wraps up all of our coverage for this week. Let's move on to the Rally Round. Welcome to the Rally Round, where we play our drafts, blind rankings, and other fun games. This week, we do have a draft for you guys. We're going to be drafting from the Big Ten players, or Big Ten players and teams, obviously. So we're each going to get one player per team, and yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty fun draft. A lot of quality teams to pick from here.
This is my conference, so I'm definitely happy.
Yeah, he's better be locked in, but I still want to say that. Hopefully I win this one.
We'll see.
Yeah, so
the teams are going to be nasty.
Let's draft teams using players from the Big Ten Conference. And I have first pick this time. So with the first pick, I'm going to take my right side. I'm taking Kennedy Martin from Penn State.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah, I feel like that was the standard pick to go with.
That makes sense. But you know what? To mess you up a little bit, I'm going to take a setter here because now you can't take Izzy Stark. Actually,
Wait.
Hold up. But again, I could take another setter.
Yeah.
And it could be really good.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I won't do that anymore. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's not the play. Because it could mess you up, which could be nice.
There's at least a handful of setters in the conference.
There are some really good setters in the conference.
Not too worried about the setting part.
So for me, I think, now I'm switching gears here. I'm trying to think about it. I'll take my outside. I'll take Harper Murray.
Okay, yeah.
I think Harper Murray has been so good. She's been 6 rotations. And again, she's kind of doing everything. She's got all the billboards and stuff and all the highlights and stuff and the ads or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think her game has been very quiet, which is really good. I think the fact that she's been just nails from the back row and in the front row, you can't complain about how she's been playing.
Yeah. I was hoping that maybe she'd drop, but I figured that she wouldn't.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something else, but I'm good with this.
Yeah.
And then my other pick, I think I will just do it. Well, I guess I could just wait. it's gonna sound funny when she's gonna be there for a long time. But
Yeah.
let me just figure this out instead.
Yeah. You know how the drafts go.
Yeah. I think for my other outside, I'm gonna round it out. I'm gonna take Julia Hansen.
Okay. I mean, that's a good combo, double power and solid defense.
Both 6 rotation outsides.
Yeah.
I feel really nice about that.
That is not bad at all. Okay, well, how do I want to work this then? Now here's where my brain works in overdrive, where I'm like, all right, I have to pick from teams that he's not picking, but I know positions that I want to take for other teams. So, oh my God, I'm feeling confused. Okay, I think I figured it out. I'm going to take both of my middles here. I'm going to take Carter Booth from Wisconsin and then Mariana Singletary from UCLA.
Okay. I like that. I like
both of them. Actually, I think this is working out okay. Maybe if we had 3 people in this draft, we'd whoa.
Yeah.
But right now, I think we got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I didn't know that's the route that you're gonna go, so now I gotta think about this a little bit.
Yeah, I think I figured out how the rest of my team is gonna fill out. So I'm actually okay with how we are. On my squad.
All right, for the lib, I'm gonna take Lola Schumacher.
See, it didn't even matter too much because I couldn't take her anyways.
Yeah. I just want to do it.
Yeah, get that UCLA pick.
I just need to make sure I do it correctly. Okay. Then let me see.
No more real contests, so pick freely.
For one of my middles, I'll take Ashlyn Philpo from Illinois.
Now we got no more real overlapping stuff, so I'm just gonna start firing. Give me Bergen Riley from Nebraska as my setter. And then from one of my outsides, I'm going to take Adonia Faumina from USC. She's going to look real good for them. I think she's going to be their main outside, so I think she's going to be good.
And then for my other middle, I will take Julia Hunt from Washington. Okay, so now I need a right side and my setter.
I mean, you can get the setter out of the way if you want.
I could, but let me just double check here.
Are you saving her for that last pick? You want to keep it dramatic?
And then for my right side, from Indiana, I'm going to take Avery Tatum.
So I'm on to my last 2 picks. So for my final outside, give me Allison Jacobs from Michigan. She was already Big Ten first team last year, and I think she's just going to continue to be great. And then for my libero, give me Zeynep Palabiak from Minnesota. I was super impressed with her over this weekend, so got to have her as my lib.
I'm telling you, man, she's like the quintessential libero for like college volleyball. Like the energy is awesome. The defense is really nice. It's kind of flashy too. It's fun to watch. So she's definitely a really good lib.
Yeah.
Well, to round out to my roster, for my setter, it's gonna be Izzy Stark.
Shocker.
Yeah. I'm really happy I got her. So I like it.
Yeah. Penn State were some good picks for us.
Yeah.
But that does it for this draft, but let's review our teams just so you guys know. So for my team, as my setter, I have Bergen Riley from Nebraska. My outsides are Adonia Faumina from USC and Allison Jacobs from Michigan. My middles are Mariana Singletary from UCLA and Carter Booth from Wisconsin. My right side, Kennedy Martin from Penn State. And then my libero is Zeynep Palabiak from Minnesota.
And then for me, my setter is going to be Izzy Stark from Penn State. My outsides are Harper Murray from Nebraska and Julia Hansen from Minnesota. My middles are going to be Ashlyn Philpo from Illinois and Julia Hunt from Washington. My right side is Avery Tatum from Indiana. And then my libero is Lola Schumacher, now from UCLA.
Woo! Big move. But yeah, let us know who you guys think won, or if we should have picked other players, but make sure you keep it within the rules, you know? So it's a little tough with these 1 player per team.
Yeah, who would you have drafted?
Neither of us took Andy Jackson, so maybe that was a miss, but it's tough to say. But now let's move on to our next set of games. First, we have connecting the stats. So this one's going to be, I'm going to give you some players and then their stat numbers, and you're going to have to connect them. We're starting off with the World Champions USA Women's, and we're just going to go with the top point scorers. So, yeah. So, can you name the top point scorers from the USA Women at the World Championships? I'm going to give you 5 options and then 5 stats. You got to connect them to where they are, and we'll see how well you do.
Okay.
So, your options are Maddie Skinner, Sarah Franklin, Dana Retke, Chiako Bogu, and Avery Skinner.
Okay.
And then the numbers that you have to connect them to, which is their point scoring total so far through these 3 games. you have 43, 37, 32, 31, and 28.
Okay.
So you basically just have the starting pins and middles.
And it's for points scored?
Yeah, total points. So
okay.
From blocks, aces,
kills,
attacks. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll put Avery Skinner. She's at 43. I feel good that she was the top point scorer.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I actually think Sarah Franklin was second. So let's go 37.
Okay.
Feed the outsides.
Yeah.
And then, I don't think Maddie Skinner actually got used as much as she normally does because of how good this team is.
Mm-hmm. But compared to middles?
I know. Compared to middles. Let me leave her. Let me do Chaka. I think she probably did the third most, so let me go 32. And it's close here. Okay, I'll put Dana Rettke at 31, and I'll say... Oh, wait. No, let's do Dana Rettke at 28, and I'll put Maddie Skinner at 31.
Okay. So, you got 2 wrong.
2 wrong, okay.
Yep, so you got to make a switch.
I got to switch some.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do the ones that I was a little unsure about. Let me switch Dana Rettke and Maddie Skinner.
All right, switching Dana Rettke and Maddie Skinner. That is correct.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep. So the order is that Avery Skinner had 43 points scored.
Dog.
Sarah Franklin has 37 points scored.
Dog.
Shaka Bogu has 32 points scored.
Dog.
Dana Rettke, 31 points scored.
Also dog.
Maddie Skinner, 28 points scored.
Also dog.
So pretty good showing from the U.S. team.
Okay.
Pretty well balanced, honestly, in terms of just general scoring.
Yeah, really good balance here.
Yeah. That'll take us on to our next one, where we're doing something similar with the NCAA women's point scores from the AVCA First Serve weekend.
Connect these NCAA players to their points scored at the AVCA First Serve weekend. So for the players, we got Rebecca Alec, Harper Murray, Kennedy Martin, Olivia Babcock, and Elia Rubin. For the points scored here, we have 23, 27, 27.5, 36.5, and 55.
Oh my god, having a 27 and a 27.5 is diabolical. Jesus.
I was picking from some of the best players,
Yeah, wow. Okay, so first off, easy. Olivia Babcock, we're putting her at 55.
Okay.
Wow. This is tough. Elia Rubin had a bad second game. Not bad, but low-scoring second game. But Rebecca Alex, middle. Kennedy Martin will do 36.5.
Okay.
I'll do Harper Murray at 27.5.
Okay.
And then Elia Rubin at 27.
Rebecca Alec at 23?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So you got 3 right.
Oh my gosh, I just need to make one switch.
Yep.
Okay, I was kind of worried about this one. I'm going to switch Harper Murray and Elia Rubin.
Harper Murray, Elia Rubin. So it's just 27.5 for Elia Rubin, 27 for Harper Murray. Now you only have 2 right.
Okay, so it's not that. Okay, so let's switch those back. And then I'll switch... What the heck? Oh, man. I'll switch Elia Rubin and Rebecca Alec?
Yes, that is all 5 correct. Elia Rubin had 8 points in that match against Nebraska.
Oh, my God.
And Rebecca Alec popped off.
Yeah, wow. I just didn't realize that Elia Rubin didn't score that much in the second. I knew it was lower. I didn't realize it was that low. Dang. All right. Pop off.
They had a rough showing against Nebraska.
I mean, but Rebecca Alex scoring 27 points in only 2 matches.
Yep.
And the matches were 4 and 3 sets. That's pretty crazy. Dang. Well done from all those players. That was pretty tough. I was definitely not expecting that. But now let's move on to our next game. We're finally moving on to blind rankings. Some of the most fun ones. So we're going to stick with the AVCA First Serve Showcase. So blind rank these AVCA First Serve Showcase performances. First off, we have Reese Patek from Kansas versus Vanderbilt in a 5-set win. She had 19 points on 15 kills with 54.2% efficiency, 1 solo block, 6 block assists, and 4 digs.
Damn. That's all out of middle too, by the way.
Yeah. She
nasty.
led the team in kills as a middle.
Yeah, you said 19 points?
Yeah, 19 points.
Wow. From a middle is insane, actually.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. I feel like I had to bump it up for a middle. Because that's just so insane for a middle to do that much. And then you still get the win here. Let me play it safe, though. Let's go number 3.
Okay, number 3 is pretty good. So your next player is Ava Martin from Creighton versus Penn State in a 3-set loss. But in those 3 sets, she had 20 points with 19 kills on 35.7% efficiency. She had 1 ace. She had 9 digs. and she had about 50% of her team's total kills. She had 19 out of 39 total kills on the team.
Yeah. So usually the way that we do these things, for losses, we dock them.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that here because that is insane for what Ava Martin did against the reigning national champions. I'm giving Ava Martin number 2.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Very, very fair. That's a crazy performance. But your next player, we have Logan Lednicki from Texas A&M versus Minnesota in a 4-set win. She had 24 points on 22 kills, 42.1% efficiency, 4 block assists, and 12 digs.
Yeah, this should have been higher. Damn, I don't know if I can give this 1. I feel like there's one that I want to give number 1. How many points did she score?
She had 24 points, which was 22 kills.
Jesus. What was the what was her hitting percentage?
42.1%.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Very, very efficient from Logan Lednicki.
Okay, you know what? Let me at least just get it right for how I am right now. I already screwed up, but let me just get it right for how I am now. I'll just put Logan Lednicki at 1.
Oh my god.
I think I have to with just the way that I've done things.
Yeah.
Just to keep it, this makes sense right now. You could screw me over later, so that's fine. I'll just have to take that.
Well, your next player, we have Jordan Bird from Florida versus Pitt in a 5-set win. She had 24.5 points with 23 kills on 20% efficiency with 3 block assists, 1 assist, and 2 digs.
Yeah, I mean, that's still a really nice game. I'll just put it at 5.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You could say, you're basing this a little bit more on efficiency. And lower efficiency.
Yeah, that's part of it. But, she scored a lot of, whatever. I already screwed up.
And that means at your number 4 spot, we have Olivia Babcock's performance versus Florida in a 5-set loss. So that same game, she had 29.5 points on 25 kills with 19.1% efficiency, 3 aces, 3 block assists, 2 assists, and 13 digs. And with those 3 aces, she only had 1 serve error. So very impressive from her.
Yeah, I already screwed up the list. That should be number 1. I mean, even though, again, you lose, but that's insane. You won a set by yourself and then some.
Yeah, they made her take 68 attempts on swings.
That's crazy.
So, my God.
Yeah, and she still hit 20%. That's like okay given how many swings she had.
No.
That's pretty insane, but I definitely butchered this one. It's all right. Hey, we can't always win, okay?
Yeah, we had a lot of tough blind rankings recently, but let us know how you think he did, and let us know how you would have done if you had to blind rank these. Let's move on to the next one.
So, again, we'll do similar thing, the blind ranking performances here, but we'll do it for the World Championships. So, blind rank these World Championship performances. First off, we got Magdalena Stysiak in a 3-1 win versus Vietnam, 29 points, 23 kills, 56% efficiency, 6 blocks, and 2 digs.
Holy crap.
In 4 sets.
Yeah, in 4 sets. Those are 5-set numbers. Oh my god.
Numbers.
Oh my god. I mean, those are crazy, but I know we got some 30-pointers in here, so can't go too high, but I think a solid 3 will do.
Okay, 3 for Stysiak.
Yeah.
Your next one is Paolo Igonu in a 3-1 win versus Belgium. She had 28 points, 23 kills, 31% efficiency, 4 blocks, 1 ace, and 7 digs.
Ooh, perhaps I put the other one too high.
Still one of the best players in the world here.
Yeah. I freaking messed up. No, there's gonna be 30-pointers, so this shouldn't be 4, but I'm gonna put it 4.
Okay.
That's so bad. Oh my god.
Next up, you got Mayu Ishikawa in a 3-2 win versus Ukraine. 29 points, 26 kills, 25% efficiency, 3 blocks, and 11 digs.
You already know the defense was there. I didn't like that efficiency number though.
Yeah.
So I'm still hoping you're holding out these 30-pointers on me because I know they have to exist. There's always 30-pointers in women's volleyball. So this is gonna go at number 5.
Okay, number 5 for Ishikawa.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, you got Isabel Hawk. 3-1 win versus Egypt. She had 39 points, 34 kills on 56% efficiency, 3 blocks, 2 aces, and 8 digs.
39 points in 4 sets?
Yeah, hold up. You know what? I'm going to even look at look it up again to make sure that I got that right. Just make sure that I have that right.
Whoa.
Just so we get the numbers.
Yeah. Double check.
39 points.
Oh my.
34 kills.
Okay. Yeah, I was expecting 30 pointers, but not almost 40 pointers. Yeah, that'll go in number 1. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your number 2 spot left.
Yeah.
At number 2, you also have Isabel Hawk.
Of course.
With a 3-0 loss against Thailand, but she had 25 points, 24 kills, 57% efficiency, 1 block, and 2 digs.
57% efficiency?
Yeah. Could not stop her.
Oh my god, she's crazy.
She also won. She like technically was able to win them a set, but they still lost 3-0.
Yeah. Throughout the game, she was able to win a set, but
25 points for her team.
Yeah, no, that's get her some help. I think that brings us to the end of today's episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around, please like, comment, and subscribe. In the comments, let us know if you have any overreactions to the AVCA First Serve Showcase as well. We want to see what crazy takes you guys have after seeing those matches. So could be pretty fun, but
yeah. Have any favorites? Yeah. Any favorites to win the title already in week 0 pretty much?
Did your standings change?
Yeah. You got any different opinions now that you've seen some volleyball? And we're just happy that volleyball is back in college.
We're back.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.